It was a cold December night, somewhere in June. We're driving in the Swiss Appalachian Mountains. Just me and my A driver. It was dark, there was rain and hail everywhere, we couldn't see anything. All of a sudden we heard this noise, so we pumped the brakes. We had to come to a stop. After we came to a stop, we got out of the car for a little bit. I grabbed my .22 Smith & Wesson. He grabbed a Swiss Army knife, and we started heading towards the woods. That's right, in the dark, rain and hail. Couldn't even see in front of our face, but we did have weapons of opportunity, and we were going to see what this noise was. As we started going closer and closer, it started getting louder and louder. Oh my God, it was the scariest shit that I ever heard in my life. I can't even tell you what it was. It looked like the man off the Goonies mixed with the Coneheads and Sasquatch, and it started hauling ass towards us. So I hopped back in the whip, and we started to giddy up on like we had 4 horses on a buggy, one buggy. Then boom, we came to another stop. We couldn't drive anymore. Next thing you know, the military rolls up on us. They have AK-47s and whatnot. I don't know if it's the American, but it's the American military. They had AK-47s, which don't even make no sense. They confiscated my Swiss Army knife and .22, and they were like, y'all have to get out of here. And then one guy pulled out this little shiny object and told me to look at it. I was like, sir, I was in the military myself, and I'm not going to look at it. He said, do you think you're back on the block? Look at it. So I looked at it, and whatever happened after that was history. You know, that's the only thing that I can remember from that story. That time was in the Swiss Appalachian Mountains. So on the flight back home to Louisiana, my A driver looks at me, and I look at him, and this motherfucker's the Conehead man off the Goody Sasquatch guy. He looks at me and he whispers in my ear, yeah! And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm sitting here next to him. Nobody else can see this dude. It's just me. I'm the only one that can see it. I'll talk to the flight attendant. I'm like, ma'am, do you see what I'm sitting next to? And she says, yes, it's a pretty young lady. She says she's your daughter. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So as soon as I hop off the plane, I hop in my car, my Uber. Actually, that's why I went to jail. I confiscated the Uber driver's car, made him get out and walk, had him crossing the street, you know, and I took his Uber and I left. I got pulled over by the state troopers, and I told them the story about the Swiss Appalachian Mountains with the man, you know, the Conehead man, and the man took me to jail. The next thing you know, I was in a treatment facility. But I'm glad that I'm sober now and I get to tell y'all this story. I know some of y'all ain't gonna believe it, but some of y'all will.